Goodness. She's clearly going to deal with this guy, but I'm all for it. Hi, Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to my episode 4 review of Salmah, the YouTube web series. And yes, finally, Salmah has woken up. Oh, finally.
Entree.
Now, we are talking. The moment that Rashid sees Salmah, when she's awake, I was so sure that Rashid's heart skipped a bit. So let's face it. I mean, Salmah is pretty. She's a pretty girl. Or his heart skipping a bit could just be him being relieved that she's alive and finally awake. And then, of course, he has his first conversation with her. And just as I hoped, they do seem to have some chemistry, which is nice to see. Really nice to see. In fact, our Sio Batili, he was even lowering his gaze as he was talking to her. Like, oh, okay. This should be interesting.
Au fait, Salma l'a tout.
And then she tries to shake his hand, but he's like, no, I don't shake hands with women. I'm like, Jai, see husband material, oh goodness. I love that so much. Like, have no idea how much I loved that.
Ow!
And Salmah being Salmah, she finds it funny, bursts out laughing, and I mean, she even teases him, offering to pay back in kind, all the hospital bills and everything. Like, goodness. She's clearly going to deal with this guy, but I'm all for it. Okay, so this is where I have to admit that I was wrong. Okay, I thought that maybe Salmah and Rashid are not going to get off on the right foot, but they seem to be hitting it off okay. And then we get a detour, to distract us from our two main characters with Salmah's brother, Tijan. Now, remember, this guy is the one who saw her in the very first scene in episode 1, saw her with this man that she was going out with, probably the one who told on her, to her parents. He was the one who wasn't keen on going to look for her. I mean, they are painting this guy like he's not nice, like he's mean. So there's this scene where he tells his wife, get back inside and change your clothes. True, she shouldn't have been wearing that tight dress as a married woman, but yeah. Especially knowing the kind of husband she's married to, right?
Bonjour. Je voudrais une boîte de peluche de lendemain, s'il vous plaît.
And then we see him at a pharmacy where he works. He's very obviously judgy about this woman who comes to buy the morning after pill and, yada, yada, yada. Basically setting up this guy as a bad guy. Well, they've been setting it up like that, sharp, but yeah, it was just a lot in this episode. And I don't like him very much. And then I wonder if it's about the character himself or the way the filmmakers handle the character. I don't know. I know I said I wasn't going to be analyzing like a filmmaker. This is me analyzing as an audience member, I think. Anyways, my point is, this guy, right from the beginning, he always seems to have a scowl on his face. I mean, I know they're probably trying to... people like this exist in real life, the whole attitude and everything, but he always has this scowl on his face. Meanwhile, I was so excited to learn a new word in French, une copine, which means girlfriend. Je suis une copine, mon mari.
Mama, sister bi xamul dara.
And yes, they take us back to Asta and her mother. I think they're kind of stupid, to be honest, because, Asta's mother, Rashid's aunt, just comes across as being very jealous and envious and everything. You want your daughter to marry this guy, but you're antagonizing him, and then you're trying to use juju, and you're telling your daughter to seduce him. This guy is religious. Like, this stuff are probably not going to work on him. Like, I don't know. I guess like daft or something.
No, man, taking that.
So let's get back to Rashid and Salmah. Rashid puts Salmah in this big house with his servants, just two of them. And then when he takes her into the living room, and then they sit down to have like a small chat. He leaves the door open, and Salma is like, why are you leaving the door open? And he's like, oh, you gotta leave the door open because I cannot be alone in the same room with a woman who's not my wife. And I'm like, it's ticking all the boxes, And of course, Salma just finds this hilarious now, like, yeah, but he's representing, you get. And again, like, that wasn't enough for Rashid. He even declares that, okay, look, we've been spending too much time together, we're too much in contact, and that's not proper, so I gotta bounce. This girl is going to fall for this guy, like. Of course, I'm sure Salma didn't like being hit by a car, but at this point, she's like, man, if I'm dreaming, I don't want to wake up. So if your future husband is hitting you with a car, my dear, please make sure to check that car well. It had better be like a Ferrari or a Benz or something like that. And if it's not, just... And of course, let's not forget that Salma is in a place where she cannot access her drugs. And, in the middle of the night, we see that she's really going through it with withdrawal symptoms. She calls Rashid, but Rashid's phone seems to be on silent. He's always working at the office, right? And in my head, I'm wondering, okay, why are you calling Rashid? Do you expect him to get, like, drugs for you or something? That would be interesting to see, but... yeah. Anyway, the episode ends with Salma alone dealing with her withdrawal symptoms, and I'm actually very eager to watch episode 5 and see what happens. The series is picking up again, and yeah. See you at episode 5. Bye.